Hello friends, I hope you are well. Welcome, it's Dirt Report time for some news out of the tech and telco nether region of Australia with some international snacks. In today's episode, we have Vodafone finally starts competing against the NBN. NBN code delays making life harder for now, and the COVID safe app restructure is underway. Then on the international tidbits aka snacks, we have Windows 11 launch date set and Ireland one-ups WhatsApp. Thanks for jumping in. Make sure you like this video if you did, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and support us both. Help with the YouTube algorithm, of course. Let's get started by rolling the intro. Here we go, the 5G revolution is heating up. This week, Vodafone has announced they are opening up their invitation-only 5G home services to the public, calling it an alternative to NBN service at a competitive price. You can now order 2 speed plans and both come with unlimited data. For $75 per month, you can get 100 down and 20 up plans, which straight off the bat is cheaper than the equivalent NBN plan. This is of course up to 100 megabits a second and denotes that you may not always get that speed. But then you have yourself the $85 plan, again unlimited data, but this time it is also max 5G speeds. Well, now how fast can 5G be? Well, before I say this, please take that with a large grain of salt. While 5G speeds are 10 times faster than 4G, generally speaking, they're designed to work around 150 to 200 megabits a second. However, in the UK, for example, 5G speeds go beyond 1 gigabit a second, like nobody's business for the public. I doubt Vodafone is allowing these kinds of speeds in Australia just yet, but their 5G towers are certainly capable of it. So future-wise, let's add this bonus into the mix. The max speed of 5G is 20 gigabits a second. Now let's take a step back. This is of course all dependent on many factors. Just like any wireless service, first is coverage and then it's dependent on your provider. In fact, Telstra is reselling their 5G towers to other mobile providers to give them coverage, so that's quite interesting. But overall, speed-wise, when you are in coverage, as of June 2021, the average speed for Vodafone is 241 megabits a second, Telstra is 509 megabits a second, and Optus is 484 megabits a second. So choose your provider wisely. Now back to Vodafone. You can sign up for about the 36-month plan, making the $612 modem free, or you can buy it outright and sit on a month-to-month plan. The national broadband network has some really juicy competition now. Private fiber, Starlink, and 5G across multiple providers, and in some areas, smoke signals. Let me know your thoughts below. Would you get a 5G connection instead of the NBN? Have you done so already? How's your experience so far? Let's chat below. Let's move on to our next story. This one is specifically about the NBN. Last October, we talked about NBN Co limiting certain applications on their fixed wireless network. Things like torrenting or other peer-to-peer, as they like to call it, and ultra-high definition streaming, because you know what? That clogs up the internet real quick. The mechanisms to throttle this traffic was supposed to be live in September this year, but I doubt that NBN Co had paused this throttling system out of the goodness of their heart. I think it was all a bit too hard, and they need more time to build it without affecting the rest of the network. I just don't think they were there yet. So for now, NBN Co has delayed their plans to limit bandwidth across fixed wireless to at least later half of 2022. So feel free to keep pumping those internet points. However, if you're on the fixed line service, watch out. NBN Co has picked a bigger target. Forget about the police being able to hack your private online accounts without a court order. That's yesterday's news. NBN Co is looking to throttle heavy fixed line users instead of, I don't know, fixing their national broadband network. You see, back in June, NBN Co started a process to work out what is fair use on their network and what can constitute getting kicked off. This announcement just shows that NBN Co sees fixed line heavy users as a much bigger problem, and I'm sure you can certainly imagine the potential for misuse. The regulations barely keep up with reality, and each year the bandwidth usage skyrockets all across the world, not just Australia. Let me know your thoughts below. What is a reasonable usage for household? 10 terabytes a month? 100 or 1? Let's move on. This week, the Digital Transformation Agency has kicked the can down the road and into somebody else's yard. But it's not the Olympics, and passing this baton is not going to earn you a gold star. The DTA has passed the responsibility of the COVID Safe app to the Department of Health. This is happening due to the massive cabinet reshuffle, and I don't mean office furniture. The app has had enough development done and it's business as usual, aka just keep it alive. And what better department than the one dedicated to health, right? Jokes aside, the DTA was only meant to build it, operate it for a little while, and then hand it over to the health department. After all, the data stored is fairly sensitive and the health department has some extra spicy privacy laws. The transfer of control happened back in July, but was only shared in the recent corporate plan for 2021 to 2022. Now, apart from the management of the app, the transfer includes changing the billing contact on the AWS database. The $60,000 a month bill will now be paid by the health department. And while there are calls for a review of this application and its actual value to cost ratio for Australia, for now, the health department will fork out the monthly bill. You see, earlier in August this year, calls were made to rethink the Privacy Act the app was following, as currently it does not track how many users use the app. So not knowing how many people use it detracts from knowing how effective the service is. For example, in the UK, the NHS has dropped their own developed app for the Apple and Android exposure notification framework that is now built into every phone, or at least the ones who get the latest update. The EN framework has many advantages over government-made applications, but it did come out later and has taken a back seat. However, as the pandemic is not going away anytime soon, it might be a good idea to get rid of the COVID Save app and utilize a built-in phone technology that follows privacy laws but can be tracked in its effectiveness. Apple and Android already know everything about you, at least this way the government knows a little bit less. Let me know your thoughts below. Let's jump into the national tidbits and snack on some cracking tech news. I think you can imagine it's lunchtime for me right now and I'm starving. Windows 11 has been out in the World Wide Web as a developer preview. I have personally been using it for nearly 2 months now, and with each update things seem to be more stable. Don't get me wrong, there is still a lot of weird issues with Windows 11 right now. However, they seem to be all cosmetic, in my opinion. Performance in gaming is absolutely perfect, pretty much on par with Windows 10. Mining crypto has no issues either, and in general day-to-day web browsing seems pretty fine. But is it ready for release this year? I think so. The issue I have seen are things like icons not being the right size, mismatched colors, mismatched styles on Windows bars, certain pop-ups covering other pop-ups, and not disappearing. Things that, while they're annoying, will not necessarily stop you from using the OS. So in fairly exciting news, and what feels like very soon too, Windows 11 has a launch date of October 6th this year in Australia and October 5th in the US. While Microsoft is having issues explaining what platform the new update can run on, they have also announced they will delay the ability to run Android apps from within the Microsoft Store for a few months. The hotly anticipated feature delay has been a huge disappointment for many. Overall, there isn't too many updates from Windows 10. Windows 11's design has been talked about enough, but yes, the start bar is in the middle. The ability to snap windows to different parts of the screen and resize has been a godsend in my opinion, and the built-in Xbox Game Pass adds a bunch of gaming-specific tech under the hood that makes Windows 11 a fantastic gaming machine. And I have to say, Auto HDR has been brilliant for me so far. Let me know what you think below. Are you going to upgrade to Windows 11? Let's chat there. Finally, our last story, a quick one. WhatsApp has been fined €225 million by the European privacy watchdog. Translate that to kangaroo money, that's 361 million, making it the second largest fine put out by the EU, second to that of the Amazon privacy fine last year. The interesting thing about this one is that the EU pressured Ireland to increase that fine. They asked Ireland to consider the turnover of the owner of WhatsApp, Facebook, and as you can imagine, that's a lot of paper money. The 2 billion user strong WhatsApp broke 4 regulations of the GDPR, Section 5, 12, 13, and 14, and I have no idea why I'm mentioning this because nobody's going to look it up. But what they broke is not being transparent about the data that is collected from both users and non-users. Basically, a WhatsApp user logs in and suddenly the app gets access to all their contacts without the permissions of each of those individual contacts. This includes phone numbers, names, addresses, and anything else you store against a contact on your phone. Do you think apps should be allowed to ferret through the data outside of the app's remit? Let me know your thoughts below. And on that privacy shakeup, we have to end this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, then make sure to tap the like button, and it really helps. If you would like to be notified of all future videos, then tap the subscribe button and enable the bell notifications. Thanks for watching. Catch you all in the comments below and on the next video. Bye!